Rasfund was inaugurated by First Lady Fatma Ibrahim.
Maldives Water and Sewerage Company Private Limited, MWSC, was contracted to develop the three-story pavilion in 2016. With major hurdles, the development got delayed but has successfully completed the development of the water pavilion. Addressing the inauguration ceremony, Minister of Economic Development Mohammed Said said the administration has been successful in overpowering all the tactics by the opposition in hindering the development of the country. In this regard, Minister Said noted that the current administration has been successful in bringing the maximum number of foreign investments to the country. The first outlet to open at the pavilion is the Gloria Jean's Coffee, which is franchise specialty coffee house company that has opened more than 800 coffee houses across 39 markets worldwide, including over 460 outlets in Australia. In an exclusive interview with PSM News, the massive franchise support trainer for Retail Food Group, Brad Smith, said the products from the outlet would be provided at a low price range. In this regard, he noted that the products would provide a new taste for Maldivians who has been exposed to a limited variety of coffee products.
You've got chocolate, you've got vanilla, we've got special powders. We've got powders which are and ingredients which are only for Gloria Jean's, especially made. So that would be the number one thing. Number two would be the nitrous coffee. So it's kind of like beer but without alcohol. It's got that type of pour. I don't know of anybody doing that in the country, any other company that's doing the nitrous. So those are the two biggest things that are unique.
With its inauguration, the outlet had an open house buffet open for the public to taste some of its products. With the launch of some famous food franchises, the locals expressed elatedness on the achievement the country has achieved in the past few years.
Gloria Jean's coffee has been introduced to the Maldives for the first time, and mostly this is a very beautiful ambience because we are just by the sea, and it's a water pavilion. So I think for coffee lovers this is going to be a beautiful opportunity. And Gloria Jean's coffee brand has like 800 coffee houses in the world, so we now have added one of them in the Maldives. So I think for the coffee lover this is a wonderful opportunity.
As a youth, I'm extremely happy that we get more franchises, different kind of franchises here in Maldives, and I'm really grateful for Gloria Jean's for including the individuals with disabilities in this organization.
This was a fun experience being here and enjoying the launching ceremony of Gloria Jean's in Maldives, and we thank our government for this new opportunity.
The first outlet of the pavilion, Gloria Jean's Coffee, would be open for the public today. First Lady Fatma Ibrahim has inaugurated the pavilion developed at Ras Panno Beach with colorful celebrations. The pavilion, which is a three-story building developed by MWSC, would have famous food franchises such as Gloria Jean's Coffee. From the overhead bridge of Ras Panno, Ismail Azim, PSM News.
U.S. stocks were off to the worst start in April since the Great Depression as a result of the escalating trade tensions between China and the United States and the sharp decline in the technology sector on the market.
According to the S&P Global, the S&P 500, which is the broad market index, declined 2.23% to end at 2,581.88, the worst start in April since 1929. The Dow Jones Industrial Average lost 458.92 points or 1.90% to end at 23,644.19, and the Nasdaq Composite Index shed 193.33 points or 2.74% to end at 6,870.12. According to China's Ministry of Commerce, China has suspended tariff concessions on 128 items of U.S. products, including pork and fruits. According to a statement posted on the ministry's website, the Customs Tariff Commission of the State Council has decided to impose a tariff of 15% on 120 items of products imported from the United States, including fruits and related products, and a tariff of 25% on 8 items of imports, including pork and related products from that country. The statement said it was a countermeasure against the previous US move to slap tariffs on China's steel and aluminum imports. Despite worldwide objections, the US administration decided to impose a 25% tariff on steel imports and a 10% tariff on aluminum, affecting countries including China. A sharp decline in the technology sector led by Amazon also rattled nervous investors. Shares of Amazon slumped more than 5% after US President Donald Trump tweeted on Saturday that Amazon was scamming the US Postal Service, adding the service losers billions of dollars delivering packages for the e-commerce giant.
And now we look into the latest news updates from international arena. An Afghan forces airstrike on a gathering of Taliban representatives in the northern province of Kunduz causes numerous casualties, including civilians. The strike outside Kunduz city hit a gathering of Taliban fighters preparing an operation, killing 15 and wounding 10. He said there also appeared to be civilian casualties, but he had no details. Local people said the strike had hit a mosque and that a number of civilians had been killed and wounded. The area has been largely under the control of Taliban fighters, and many details about the strike were unclear. A statement from the Taliban said the strike killed 150 religious scholars and civilians and denied that any of its forces were present. The incumbent Egyptian President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi wins a landslide victory in the country's presidential election, collecting 97.8% of the valid votes.
According to the country's National Elections Authority (NEA), the turnout was 41.05% as over 24 million voters in and outside Egypt cast their ballots. A total of over 21.8 million eligible voters at home and abroad voted for Sisi, and over 656,000 or 2.92% of the voters voted for Sisi's only rival, Musa Mustafa Musa. Residents of Cairo took to the streets to express their support for Sisi after the official announcement, but they said they were expecting more from the president in his second term. Sisi came to power in mid-2014 after he led the military in ousting the former Islamist president Mohamed Morsi in response to the mass protests against his one-year rule and his outlawed Muslim Brotherhood group. Sisi had been expected to win a landslide victory in the polls, but the Egyptian leadership tried to seek a high turnout as a sign of greater popular support for the Sisi administration.
The Syrian army discovers a large network of underground tunnels in Jabar, eastern Ghouta, following the evacuation of rebels from the area of Idlib, northern Syria.
In a field visit organized for local and foreign media, reporters walked around a tunnel large enough for a four-wheel car to drive in. The last Syrian rebel group in eastern Ghouta near Damascus began withdrawing under an agreement with the government, though a military source said a group of insurgents were still rejecting the deal. If confirmed, the departure of Jaish al-Islam from Douma would mark the end of the war for eastern Ghouta, wiping out an opposition stronghold near Damascus and underlining President Bashar al-Assad's unassailable position in the war. According to War Monitor, the Syrian Observatory for Human Rights, the government offensive on Ghouta has been one of the deadliest of the war, killing more than 1,600 civilians. Assad, who has military support from Iran and Russia, now controls the bulk of Syria.
Bayern Munich coach says there is no chance Real Madrid could sign Robert Lewandowski next season.
As his side prepares to face Sevilla in the Champions League quarter-finals, first leg against Sevilla, Hugh Heynckes was adamant the Polish striker is not going anywhere. Robert Lewandowski has been rumored to leave the team at the end of the Bundesliga season, with Real Madrid reportedly interested. Arturo Vidal and Joan Bernat have been included in the squad for the Tuesday's match after the pair passed late fitness tests. Sevilla are also undefeated in their 11 home games against German clubs. Bayern midfielder Javier Martinez said Sevilla was one of the toughest teams to be drawn against in the quarter-finals. The treble-chasing Bavarians, who last won the Champions League in 2013, will host Sevilla in Munich for the return leg next week.
That we conclude the news for this bulletin. Thanks for joining and have a pleasant day ahead. Bye-bye.